This is your year 2022 Magic Kingdom in Orlando Park Planning Guide. Coming up next on Tom A TV. Okay, so we're here at the main hub in Disney where the flag goes up every morning, and a lot of parades go by and whatnot, and we're heading down, we're looking down Main Street USA right now. And this is real simple because on the right side you have confectionaries, snacks, there's coffee about midway down there, and there's food on the ends, with Casey's on the left side. And then the rest, the left side walking up, on your left walking up, is always merchandise. And there's merchandise to beat the band all the way through that long building. Now, nostalgically, is there a lot more to look at? Absolutely. There's so many things. There's what do the window signs mean? And everything in the Magic Kingdom has a story. So if this is your first video with us, what we're going to do is take you through all the attractions, and we're going to tell you if they're a must-do, if they're good to do if you have time, or you can just skip them all together. And we try to take into account whether or not you have little kids or not. Because if you have little kids, it definitely changes some things to must-dos rather than good to do if you have time, or skip it all together. So here we go. We're gonna go ahead and walk up here to the castle. Ice cream parlor here to your right. Casey's famous hot dogs to your left. And we're gonna stop up here at the castle, and we're going to warp over to our first attraction. And when I say warp, it means walk very fast with the GoPro to that first attraction. There's the castle, just looking beautiful. Our first stop in Tomorrowland is Monsters Incorporated Laugh Floor. This is a little kids ride. Not too little, but this is going to be a little kids good to do, and it is an adult. You can just skip it. You can just skip this one. Okay, we're up to Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger Spin. You know, I'm going to say this is very good to do for both adults and kids. It is a blast. Anything where I get to spin around lightly and shoot stuff is good with me. So, Buzz Lightyear is definitely a good to do. Try and get on it. Okay, we're up to the People Mover. It's a train that takes you around Tomorrowland mainly. The main reason to go on this right now is you get a really good view of the new Tron roller coaster that's building. By the way, when we get to Tron, if you figured on riding Tron in this year, it's just not going to happen. I don't see it happening. There's no official word, but you know, when COVID happened, they stopped working on it altogether. They did do some stuff on the outside, but on the inside, they just stopped. So that really hurt it. So maybe next year for Tron, I'm thinking. But the nice thing about Disney is you won't have to guess when it's going to open. They're going to tell everybody way ahead of time. So, but if you're planning on doing Tron this year, it's just not going to happen. People Mover, it's a good to do for everybody. Good to do. We're up to the Carousel of Progress, a Walt Disney presentation of the 1964-65 New York World's Fair. That's just what it is. And I'm just telling you, if there's nothing else to do, I guess you could do this. I would skip it, skip it, skip it, skip it. We're up to Astro Orbiter. Astro Orbiter is on top of the People Mover. And basically, it's a spin-around race ship, or I should say spaceship ride. The sun's right in my way there, so I'm trying to, and it's not operating up there right now, but basically you get in the car and you kind of go around the circle, but it's fun. So that's probably good to do for everybody that can get on it. For the super savvy adults, it's probably a skip it, but it's good to do. So here we are at Space Mountain, the iconic Space Mountain. Our first absolute must-do. I would say though, this thing is rough. Is this the roughest ride in the park? Yeah. Oh my gosh. I agree. This thing is rough and it's getting rougher. So Space Mountain is a must-do, but man, I hope you don't need a neck brace when you get off this thing, because I have a couple times. Good luck. Must-do. So I'll just stop right here because it's outside of getting on Tomorrowland Speedway or the People Mover. This is kind of the best view of Tron. There might be a better view, but let's talk about Tomorrowland Speedway. It is a nostalgic must-do. Nostalgic must-do for sure. And it is just a good to do. Talk about an old-time ride. This is it. This is fun. You really don't have to steer. That track will keep you in place. But this is always a good time. And it's a good to do for sure. And a nostalgic must do. If you like the nostalgia, off you go. With the Daytona 500 coming up soon, it looks like we're having the Daytona 500 out there right now. Okay, we're up to Mad Tea Party. Well, you want to know what Mad Tea Party is? Because people don't know what Mad Tea Party is. They just refer to it as the teacups. You know, the teacups ride. Well, there it is. One of the most famous. That's got to be right up there. Teacups. And it is a nostalgic must-do without a doubt. This is one of those rides I think you got to take everybody on. Get in line and just do it. So the many adventures of Winnie the Pooh, 40-minute wait right now on a slow day at Magic Kingdom. Is there such a thing as slow day at Magic Kingdom? Maybe not. It's February 2nd, it's Groundhog's Day, so I must say, until you subscribe, hit the bell notification, and like this video will continue to play over and over without stop. And there's nothing you can do about it. Of course, I'm kidding. The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh is a little kid must-do. any nostalgic must-do, you probably all need to get on this thing. I know it may be a little silly, but get on it. It's going to be great. You'll love it. I'm just going to walk you right over to Seven Dwarfs Mine Train next, because it is our second absolutely must-do. It is a roller coaster, and it isn't one that will scare the tar out of you. It isn't like that, but it is fun, and everyone's got to get on this thing. Just make sure you do it. Let's see what the wait is on a slow day here. It is... oh, the sign is not working, so we have no idea. Actually, it looks like it's shut down right now. That's why. So she's shut down, but this is one you want to do whatever you can to get the family on it, because it's not just the roller coaster. It's when the roller coaster gets inside the mine where the magic happens and all the scenes happen. So that's all I'm going to say. Got to be 38 inches tall to ride. And take everybody on it. It's an absolute must-do. Okay, we're up to Storybook Circus area of the park. This is little kids' heaven. And if you've got little kids, all this stuff is a must-do, and this is why you come. The first one I warped over to is Dumbo. Now look, this is a nostalgic must-do for little kids. It's one of the original rides that opened in 1971. If you got little kids, you have to put them on this ride, because you're going to want that picture of them in Dumbo when they were little. And it's just an absolute classic. They've got two sides, so it really helps. And you just get in the Dumbo and you go. I mean, it's awesome. Thanks, guys. So you just have to do this. It's a nostalgic must-do. It's a little kids must-do. And let's do this. Let me take you around to the rest. Big Top Souvenir Shop. There's some other rides here, like the Barnstormers in the back there, and it's a little kids roller coaster. There's some play areas that have some water, so if it's a hot day, sometimes you can get cooled off over there. Fantasyland Station is back there, and we'll just stop right here. This is real little kids area of the park, and it's great. So if your kids are super little, this is where they're going to have the most amount of memories, I think, when those kids are little. So look at the Barnstorm that go up with the hulking Tron in the background. My goodness, isn't that something? So there you go. There's some, look at, even on February 2nd, Groundhog's Day, kids are running around the water. Gotta love the free state of Florida. So we're up to Under the Sea, Voyage of the Little Mermaid. Again, a nostalgic must-do, little kids must-do. Adults can probably skip this one, but there's so many nostalgic must-dos in this park. I gotta just stop right here and say, I don't know how you do Magic Kingdom in one day. If you have to do it in one day, you just have to prioritize the must-dos, because there's no way you can do this thing justice. There's just so much history. I would, if you've been on Flight of Passage in Animal Kingdom, an Expedition Everest, which is closed right now for refurbishment, I would skip Animal Kingdom altogether and spend 2 days at Magic Kingdom. That's my advice. We're up to Prince Charming's Regal Carousel. Again, a nostalgic must-do. What a surprise that I said that, huh? But in this age of video games and 3D, 4D, and all this stuff, I'm just hoping your little kids and your grandkids got on a carousel at some point in their lives.
Sorry, sir.
That's okay. And Prince Charming's Regal Carousel is one of the best, so take everybody on it if you've got the time. Nostalgic must-do for sure. While I'm looking at that, I'll go over here to Philhar Magic, the Kingdom's most magical musical review, and that's what it is. Well worth it if you have the time. Music is part of the magic without a doubt. As a matter of fact, without Disney's music, I believe there is no magic. And if you have the time, you ought to do this. I dare you to not sing along, because it's impossible. So good to do if you have the time. Maybe you skip it if you don't. Okay, here we go with another absolute must-do Peter Pan's Flight. Pay for it, get in line, take the whole family. Not gonna scare anybody, but it's a classic. It's one of the hardest rides to get out of the park. You absolutely have to do it if you're here. And why I say that, let me take you this way and show you It's a Small World. I have just been on It's a Small World recently. I put a full point of view video on the channel. You can look for it back in the library of Tom ATV. But you know, if you go in there and listen to the music, you're going to be singing it all day. It's going to be in your head and you can't get it out. That's all true. But it's a nostalgic must-do. The littler your kids are, the more they'll love it. So you need to get on It's a Small World. Here we go again. Absolute must-do. It's the Haunted Mansion. Come on, get in line. Doesn't matter how long it takes. You have to do Haunted Mansion, and take all the little kids, because not that scary, just super cool. So do it. Do the Haunted Mansion. You have to do it. Get in line. You really weren't in Magic Kingdom unless you went on the Haunted Mansion, in my opinion. You have to do that. Peter Pan's Flight and Space Mountain. Don't miss those. Probably Jungle Cruise too. So hit those, and maybe you can say you were here. So we're up to the Liberty Square riverboat. It's a riverboat that basically goes around in a circle. It has the paddle wheel in the back. It's kind of cool. If you came over on the boat from the parking lot, you can probably skip this. It's definitely nostalgic. It's kind of reminiscent to me of like Steamboat Willie in the original. But yeah, you can skip this one. Is up next. Basically, you take a little craft over across the island that the Liberty boat goes around, and you get to walk around in Tom Sawyer Land. I will tell you that it's I mean, it's okay. It's Tom Sawyer Land. You walk around, there's a bunch of things to look at. It's nostalgic for sure. And here comes the Liberty Bell. And you could probably skip it, in my opinion. And I say that, I hope people don't get mad, because The Magic Kingdom is very special because everything is nostalgic. So if you're a fan of the park and you took 4 days to do Magic Kingdom, you probably want to walk into every inch of this nostalgic old park and just experience it, especially if you've been in it before, just to remember the things that you did, and maybe have some new experiences. But if you've got a day, many people take a week vacation and they get 1 day at Magic Kingdom, 1 day at Epcot, 1 day at Animal Kingdom, you know. So if you only get 1 day and you're going to rest a day and go out to Cocoa Beach or maybe to Clearwater Beach and just get off your feet and just chill, maybe at the hotel pool, I don't think you have time for Tom Sawyer Island and a bunch of the other things. And that's the reason we're doing this series, because in our opinion, the must-dos are the must-dos. So if you go to the park, concentrate on those. If you've got time left, do the good-to-dos. But the skips are the skips. And Tom Sawyer Island and the Liberty Bell are 2 skips. Up to Big Thunder Mountain, must do, gotta do it. Scary, not a chance. Fun, every chance. It's one of those things that you have to do. That's another one you just gotta get on. So let's make sure we do Big Thunder Mountain for sure. Okay, we're up to Splash Mountain, and we were just notified it's gonna open on February 11th again. It's going to be open for y'all. So the complete refurbishment of this thing is just about done. Isn't that great? So if you're coming after February 11th, you're going to be able to ride the completely new refurbished Splash Mountain. Won't that be something awesome? Okay, fun fact, don't know if you know, but there are 16 different lands in Magic Kingdom. What a trivia question that would be if you could answer it by heart. 16, what are the 16 different lands in Magic Kingdom in Florida? That would be cool. We are up to Pirates of the Caribbean. You know it. You love it. If you've been on it, probably no reason to come and do it again. A nostalgic must-do. Yeah. And little kids, fun, for sure. Pirates of the Caribbean, you know, if it's a low wait time, you're on there for sure, right? I think so. Okay, the Magic Carpets of Aladdin. We are there. It is what you think it is. It's another ride where you get in a ride vehicle, you go around in a circle, and you go up in the air. So if that's your jam, I would get on this thing. For me and most of the adults, I think we're going to have to skip it. We're up to Jungle Cruise Tours.
As of right now, it is
super nostalgic. One of the best rides in the park, I think, because it's just full of dad jokes. It's the dad joke ride of the year every year. So it's Jungle Cruise most of the year. And for the holiday time, it turns into Jingle Cruise. So I'm saying Jungle Cruise is a good to do. It's almost a must do. But if you come at the holiday time, you need to do Jingle Cruise because they redo these and all their names and everything go in Christmas names. and the whole thing changes, and it is an absolute must-do at the holiday time, and it's really a must-do during all the rest of the year too. Lots of fun. Okay, so trying to sum up Magic Kingdom, very difficult to do. Probably a 2-day process to do this thing right, but if you have 1 day, pay attention to the must-dos only. There's a lot of stuff I didn't show you. For instance, I was looking down at my list and went by Swiss Family Tree House. That's something you can walk through. Everybody walks by it, but it's a pretty cool thing if you can walk up through there. We got a cavalcade coming through. There's the Frontier Trading Post Shooting Gallery. That's super fun. And that's getting loud, so I'll just talk into the camera for the rest. Show you Cinderella's castle here. So that's where it's a shooting game. So you put, you know, you shoot some cans and stuff, and the figures move and stuff. But you know, it's nostalgic. Who knows how long stuff like that is going to be around? So we shall see. There's a Country Bear Jamboree over there. You know, so there's so many things to do here. That's why if you have 1 day and only 1 day, you kind of rip yourself off. So it's kind of a 2-day park. So that's going to do it from here. Hope you enjoyed your Magic Kingdom park planning for the year 2022. Looking forward to Tron. Looking forward to the Splash Mountain redo and all the other things that they're doing. Pretty neat. Hope you enjoyed it. Where else would you rather be than planning your vacation after you watch a bunch of videos by Tom ATV? See you next time.